such a bad spot right now, dude. I don't think Call of Duty has ever been in a worse spot than it is right now. It's kind of depressing, to be honest.
Taking 30 minutes just to find a solo game because no one's playing this game. They've already lost. I saw some stat. I think the game lost its entire player base and potentially more.
I think there's a really big problem with Call of Duty right now, and this problem has been an issue since the game was released, or in my opinion, actually, when they released Rank Play. I actually love this game, brother. I love Black Ops 6. The core mechanics are addictive. I think they're
Let's talk about Black Ops 6. It seems like every time I get on YouTube, there's at least 3 or 4 videos talking about the state of Black Ops 6 and how Call of Duty is apparently at the worst place it's ever been. You've got creators breaking down every little detail, the good, the bad, the downright ugly. It's like every year, the discourse just gets louder and louder and more heated. So naturally, I had to see what all the fuss was about. I dove in to figure out what was really going on with this game. Is Black Ops 6 truly as bad as people say it is, or is it just a victim of Call of Duty fatigue? Today, we're going to break it all down. I'll share my honest experience with multiplayer, zombies, and, for the first time ever, ranked play. Now, here's the deal. I've never played ranked play Call of Duty in my life. In fact, the last Call of Duty that I actually sat down and thoroughly played was Advanced Warfare my freshman year in college. Yeah, it's been a minute. So as you can imagine, I had no idea what I was getting into when I booted up ranked play. And let me tell you, it was an experience. But before we dive into ranked play and whether or not I got absolutely destroyed, spoiler alert, I definitely did. Let's start with multiplayer. I spent some time getting a feel for the maps, the weapons, and of course, the overall vibe of the community. Is it sweaty? Is it fun? Are the maps actually good? We're going to talk about all of that. But stay tuned because after that, we'll be diving into Zombies mode, which, as a longtime fan of the Zombies formula, was something I really was looking forward to. Did it live up to the hype? And then, of course, we'll wrap things up with my ranked play experience and whether or not I'll ever subject myself to that again.
Me are familiar faces.
So grab a drink, sit back, and let's figure out if Black Ops 6 is really the disaster everyone says it is, or if there's still some magic left in the series. If you enjoy this kind of video or any videos similar to this, make sure you hit like, subscribe if you want to see some more of it. Maybe comment down below if you want to boost the engagement. That'd be pretty sweet. That'd be fine. I wouldn't mind that at all. Without further ado, why don't we get started on what's going on with Black Ops 6. So here we go.
So overall, the multiplayer feels like a return to form in many ways for Black Ops 6. Overall, here are some highlights of what I've thought about the multiplayer. So one of the positives for this game has definitely been the gunplay and movement mechanics. Guns have satisfying punch, and the recoil patterns, they make sense and they're workable. It's something that you can definitely learn and work around, which is always good for these types of games. A big thing for this game is the omni movement, so the ability to move and slide in any direction in unique ways has been a big change for this game, and I think it's been a positive. I've really enjoyed getting to know how to move around properly and in a way that's more effective than any other game we've had before. Map design is going to be hit or miss. Some are good, some are not so good. Protocol comes to mind in particular. The whole up down parts of the map, it's just really confusing for me, and I don't feel like it flows as well as it could. It's not to say it's terrible, but it definitely leaves something to be desired on a lot of these maps. But then you just have some god-awful ones like Red Card. I don't know who thought putting a map that big in the game was going to work out, but it was not a good move. Customization, I mean, you know, the gunplay is cool. The grind to try and get up to the top camos and stuff like that is obviously a lot of fun. Gunsmith is the same in this game as some of the last ones. There's stuff to tweak around with in there, and you can kind of fine-tune a gun to make it more like something you want to play with, which is Always a nice part. Finally, I want to talk about performance and optimization. I feel like that's something that this game gets in a lot of trouble for. People often talk about getting booted out of matches and games not loading up and stuff like that. I've definitely experienced it, and it's not perfect. But I do want to throw some credit towards the developer's way and say that it's not as bad as people seem to be making it out to be, at least in my experience. Now, keep in mind, I do have a wired connection with 1 gigabyte up and down, so that obviously has a lot to do with it. But still, I feel like they deserve a little bit of credit. Overall, in regards to the multiplayer, is it fun? Absolutely. I think it's a really good time. I have definitely sunk plenty of hours into just the regular multiplayer itself, and I've definitely enjoyed myself while doing it. So, you know, I would consider this a big win for Treyarch in regards to the multiplayer department. Does it need some tweaks? Sure. Is there things that could be a lot better? Absolutely. Are any of them the absolute end of the world and going to make me stop playing? Not in regards to the multiplayer. Now for the cons, and there is definitely a good amount of cons here. The first thing I want to talk about is the spawn system. Spawning in this game, and I feel like this is an issue that happens in many Call of Duty games, but it can be broken at times. It's really easy to get spawn trapped on a lot of maps, and I feel like it's something that could be fixable that just doesn't get addressed, and that really isn't just for this Call of Duty. That goes for most Call of Duties. I feel like spawn trapping is just something that they allow to happen and don't really care about. I don't know how I feel about it. Some people don't mind it. It definitely bothers me as a casual player, and it's something to be worried about if you're going to jump into this game. A big one that we need to talk about is microtransactions. Microtransactions are prevalent as ever in this game. Activision is definitely trying to make their buck just like they usually are, and it's just everywhere. It is getting a little bit over the top, especially with something like the Squid Games event that popped up, with it having a dual-tiered battle pass where you can pay to get different items from the events. So that's not only happening in battle passes, that's happening in events now. It really just feels like they're just trying to squeeze every buck out of you they can. A positive on that note, though, their most recent Tracer pack that they released, where they are donating 100% of their funds to the LA Fire Relief Fund. That is a win in my book. That's a great way for microtransactions to be utilized for good. And I'm happy to see something like that happening. If they're going to be making us pay all this money, I'm glad they're at least trying to do something like that as well. So there's a positive there, but it's definitely a diamond in the rough, and the rough is very rough. Finally, the skill-based matchmaking is something that comes up as a concern for everybody, and I'm inclined to agree. I think the skill-based matchmaking does take a good amount of fun out of the game. I don't think it's always necessary to be put up against people that are just like you, so it feels like you're playing other people just like you. Especially when it comes to the multiplayer. I feel like that's exactly what ranked is for. That's why we have ranked, is to get put into tiers of people that are similar playstyle to us and have similar abilities to us, and that's what that whole section is for. And by introducing that into regular matchmaking, I feel like it just removes all reasoning for having ranked in the first place. What is the point if it's the same thing? So skill-based matchmaking doesn't make a lot of sense to me in regular multiplayer, where most people are just trying to have a casual fun time and really up those kill streaks and really enjoy themselves while playing some Call of Duty. So overall review of the regular multiplayer, I think it's really good. I think it's worth your time. I definitely come home, sit down, and have a blast for a few hours on end. I've caught myself here into the wee hours of the morning playing this game. It feels good in the hand, and overall there hasn't been a lot of stuff that's turned me off to it. There have definitely just been moments of things that just feel gross or will make me turn the game off for the day, but nothing that has prevented me from coming back to it in regards to regular multiplayer. I want to be clear about that. But from there, let's check out zombies and see how that feels. Okay, so we've looked at multiplayer, had a discussion about that, good, bad. Now let's hop over to the zombies mode and do the exact same thing. And there's definitely a few things worth talking about over here. First of all, I mean, just look at this game. The atmosphere that they have been able to hit with these maps and this entire mode is great. Everything great that transfers over from the main multiplayer, it transfers over to here as well. So your movement, your gunplay, just the way everything feels, and something I didn't mention in multiplayer, but affects zombies as well, and ranked play, to be honest, is the difference between keyboard and mouse and controller. I've played both. I've spent a decent amount of time on both. and they're both enjoyable in their own way. Get onto that a little bit more in ranked play, especially in regards to the controller, but they both feel really good. Coming back to the atmosphere though, they just really did great with the maps, lighting, tone. A lot of the story is really well. I will say I'm not as up to date on the stories, but the ones that they're telling here are interesting and make me want more, which I think is a positive thing. In regards to gameplay mechanics, there is a little bit of a new perk system. So the perks that you get from around the map or from the vending machine have different side effects to them now, which can be affected from the menu before you start the game. So it is a new innovative way that they have you rank up different things for the perks. And it's just a way to make each perk a little bit more interesting and customizable, which I think is a nice breath of fresh air, especially for zombies. Another thing about the maps and just the build of the game, the Easter eggs in this game are so incredibly well done. I know that some people might feel like other years have done Easter eggs better, but for me coming back to the series, it's really enjoyable to see how much effort that these developers are putting into the Easter eggs and the stories and everything that goes along with it. It really just warms my heart, and I think it's one of the most amazing parts of the game and something that should really be leaned into. These Easter eggs are so creative, not overly difficult, but not entirely easy either. And I think it's just such a positive aspect of this game. I feel like it's something you don't see out of developers quite as much these days, and not just regards to Call of Duty, but developers in general who put that much care, thought, and intrigue into something as simple. I say simple, it's actually really complicated, but something like the Easter eggs, which is something that a lot of players could totally miss and never even work through. And then finally, my last positive that I have is the solo and co-op balancing. Whether you're playing with friends or you're playing on your own, the balance of difficulty does just feel right. The scaling feels really good for the most part. I want to get a little bit into the scaling and my cons, but it's only in regards to one aspect of the scaling. So overall, the late game still feels really challenging, no matter whether you're solo or co-op. Things build up at a reasonable pace, and I think it's really well done. So now let's get into some cons in regards to zombies mode. The first thing I want to talk about is going back to that scaling is the AI boss balancing. It seems like they've really struggled throughout this release with how to balance these bosses. I think they're having a hard time honing in what feels right in regards to some of those heavy hitters. I'm sure if you've been playing this game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're talking about stuff like the manglers, especially right in the beginning around release time. It was just absolutely off the wall how difficult manglers would be once you started to get into the mid to high rounds. The amount of manglers that they were spawning and the number of manglers that they were spawning were both just off the charts. And it would get to a point where none of your weapons could do basically any damage outside of wonder weapons, which to me is just unacceptable. Speaking of wonder weapons, that brings me over to weapon variety. Another con that I have listed for this game is specifically in regards to wonder weapons in the zombies mode. While the weapons are satisfying to use, like we discussed earlier, the lack of new wonder weapons this time around is a bit disappointing. Now, on this map in particular, we do have the new swords that got released, which is really cool to see a new melee special weapon. But overall, we're really lacking in the wonder weapon department as far as new things or different feeling things or just variations on it. While I appreciate going back to classic form, especially in regards to the ray gun, I just feel like there was a lot of room for improvement in regards to this, and hopefully it's something we'll see as updates come out for the game. And then of course there's microtransactions, talking about paywalls. When it comes to zombies, what I'm talking about in particular is the gobblegum packs. So there's packs that you can buy on the store that allow you to get more gobblegums, and to me it does just feel a little bit pay to win. It's hard not to consider that as a possibility when some of these gobblegums have such gameplay affecting things, and if you're able to just buy as many as you want, that does make things a little bit different. Also, another minor con of mine that not everyone seems to mind is these parasite rounds. I just have not been a big fan of these. I think we should just bring back the hell dogs and call it a day. I think that was great. I think that was a lot of fun. People liked it, and it wasn't overly annoying. I don't like these bugs. I don't like these spiders. It's just not for me. We could get rid of it. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is match length. I mean, you can see it on the screen here right now. While some people might enjoy long runs or have the time for that, the average match in zombies mode, whether it's solo or with friends, stretches well over an hour. And with that being said, the particular issue comes when you're running it solo, is this pause timer. So it's less accessible for players with limited time. Now, you can save and come back, but still, this pause timer and having to consider that and reset it just because Activision decided to put these on live servers is just really icky feeling and frustrating. You're gonna give me 15 minutes or so to pause this game any given time I sit down to play it. And if I want to reset that, I have to back all the way out and come back in. The whole thing is just really frustrating. Booting players for inactivity, especially when you're in a 4-stat game with your buddies. Some people have to step away. Some people have to do things, and people are trying to hit high rounds on this, and you have to be glued to your seat or you get booted out of the game. I don't think that's right. I think there's a better way around it, and I think they're shooting themselves in the foot by not dealing with it. Hopefully that's something we see them change in the future, but who knows. So overall, my review of Zombies, it's a lot of fun. It's a good time to be had, whether you're solo or with friends. I think being with people does make it a lot better. These maps are interesting. The Easter eggs are great, and there's lots of fun to be had. The gameplay feels really good. Overall, I would say that the Zombies get an A, in my opinion. If we're going to call the Zombies an A, we'll call regular multiplayer B-. Zombies feels really, really good in this game, and it's something I'm looking forward to more of as they continue to push updates for this game. But again, overall, lots of fun. That's been my experience. I'm having a really good time with it. I'd love to hear how yours has been in regards to Zombies specifically. But before we get to that, let's jump over into probably the biggest part of this video, which is ranked play. Here we are in ranked play now. Now, like I said before, I'd never played ranked play coming into this Call of Duty, let alone this season of ranked play, and it has been quite the experience. I had no idea what to expect going into ranked play. I didn't know how it ran. I didn't know what people do. I was playing on mouse and keyboard when I first got started in regards to ranked play and this Call of Duty in general. A big part of ranked play is definitely playing on controller for the aim assist. At least for me, it made a big difference. It allowed me to have a lot more fun, and things felt a lot more snappy in the hand, even better than when I was playing regular multiplayer. Pros in regards to ranked play. I think ranked play gets a lot of crap for a lot of things it doesn't deserve. I think there's also some things that it really deserves to get crap for, and we're going to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about the good things. I think the game setup, the rotation, all that kind of stuff feels really good. Hardpoint, control, and search and destroy are all really fun. The modes feel good. They feel as balanced as they can probably get in regards to how gameplay modes go. The weapon selection and removing weapons based on the GAs from the Call of Duty Pros, I don't even mind that so much, especially in ranked play. If we're going to limit things, I'd prefer for it to be in ranked play, and that's where they're doing it. It feels fine. It doesn't bother me, and it's a really good time when you're playing it. So I don't think the whole removing of weapons is actually as bad as everyone's giving it crap for. I think it feels just fine, and ranked play is going to be okay no matter what weapon stack they put in there. They've definitely been doing a good job of fine-tuning the balancing in regards to the weapons, so nothing is too overpowered. So for at least removing stuff, they are trying to find balance in there, so there's nothing that is just the end-all be-all killer, kind of like when ranked play started with the Krig. The Krig was just absurdly overpowered. They reined back in on that. That felt really good. So I'm happy to see that they're doing things like that. Here's a big credit I want to give to ranked play that I haven't seen not only in other Call of Duties, but in most video games these days. Black Ops 6 ranked play does one of the best jobs of socializing you with people in a video game that I have seen in a very long time. I have not sat down, played a game, and met so many people like I have in this game in any other video game that I've played, at least in the last 5 to 6 years. I have connected with so many people, added people to my friends list, partied up with them after having good games, played with them in hours into the night and multiple days on end. I even got a little team together here recently that got me all the way up to the rank that I'm at right now. Stuff like that just doesn't happen as often in video games like it used to, and it really harkens me back to the days of early Halo and early Call of Duty when you get in those lobbies, you meet people, and the socialization was just the realest that it ever was. And it's nice to feel like that's back. That warms my heart more than anything about this game. I think it's absolutely amazing and something they should be so commended for. My struggles with rank play really come down to 2.5 things. The first thing is the one that everyone's heard about. It's the cheaters. It's extremely frustrating. It's hard to get past. And it was so prevalent from the beginning to right up to this point, which is mid to late January. The cheaters in this game have been absolutely off the wall. It's been blatant. It's been totally disregarded by developers. And it has just made games absolutely not fun. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've backed out and just turned the game off because blatant cheaters were happening. Another thing that's extremely bothersome is the maps. The maps in this game are just, I don't feel like they're ideal for ranked play. It just feels like there needs to be some more fine tuning when it comes to the maps. They could do so much better. It just feels like they are not prioritizing ranked gameplay in particular, and that is really bothersome. Stuff like red card being in the mix just doesn't make a lot of sense. Stuff like protocol, I feel like people have figured out how to play on protocol, but I don't feel like that's a ranked map that anyone really expected. We start to get back to some classics like Hacienda and things like that, but these maps just feel really wrong and broken, especially with these new movement systems being in place. I just feel like they could have done a lot better. They're not bad by any means, but you can just see where there's room for improvement. And then another thing that is really bothersome is the matchmaking itself when it comes to ranked play. A particularly nitpicky thing that bothers me the most is when it doesn't fill lobbies and still starts the game anyways. The excuse is that they're just trying not to waste server resources, and so they just try to fill these games, get them started, and hope that they start without having to waste a server. But the problem is you're having to waste just as many servers by trying to fill a game and booting people out. It's my opinion that you would waste less server resources by waiting for a lobby to be filled before starting a game. If people want to back out, that's fine. If people are abusing that, then set a time limit on it. You can't back out of a match unless it's been over 2.5 minutes or something like that. Another thing that is really bothersome is the SR system. It does seem to be extremely punishing. I understand that as you get closer to the rank that the system specs that you are based on your performance, it starts to slow down and hard stuck you. I don't so much have a problem with that, but once you are hard stuck, it does feel impossible to move, and I feel like there needs to be the possibility of more movement from being hard stuck. I think that's frustrating for people, and I think that is just something that can definitely be improved upon. I don't think it needs to go away, but when I'm gaining 20 SR at a time because I'm hard stuck where I'm at, and my losses are regularly giving me over 30 SR negative loss, that is extremely frustrating and just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Another particular thing about SR is the balancing of when you receive more versus less SR. When a game is tight or it's tightly won, when you only win by a few points, the game doesn't take into account the effort that you had to put in to make that win, especially if it was a comeback. You still get a lesser SR because there is a lower threshold between the points of who won and who lost. Now, if you blow somebody out, you get a ton of SR, and that can skyrocket you up in your levels. But if you're consistently getting wins by only increments because you are working really hard and coming back on a team, it doesn't reward that gameplay to you. I think that's particularly frustrating, especially as you move up through the ranks. The way that ranked works is as you continue to beat players, if you go on a streak, let's say for 3 games, it continues to put you against better and better players to see, have you improved? How far up should we move you? That kind of thing. And again, that tiering is fine. I think that's a really good way to see if you're ready to move up ranks. But the problem is the reward system only stays consistent to what it was before you were winning. So when you get up into those upper tiers and you're just barely winning against these people that are 3 times better than the players you've been playing, it's only giving you menial SR rewards because it thinks you're barely winning games. When the reality is you're playing against much harder people and you're still winning those games, which means you should probably be getting a little bit more SR than you're getting because you just beat a team that's 3 times better than the people you've been playing. Overall, ranked play has been a lot of fun for me, especially for my first season of playing ranked ever. I'm really proud of the rank I have. I'm Platinum 2 right now, which is Not a huge deal by any means, but it's something I'm extremely proud of. I'm hoping to see if maybe we can boost this up to Diamond by the end of the first season, but who knows? We'll see. It may be possible, it may not. I'm going to work hard to see if I can get there, but there's just not a whole lot of time left for me to do that. Rank play is really fun. I keep coming back to it. It's a little bit addicting. But as far as my experience goes, I've done a really good job of capturing it. I, back in the day, used to watch lots of Halo montage movies, and I wanted to start out with a similar, really basic montage that I put together of my first couple of ranked play games. Now, keep in mind, these were my first few games. Quite literally, I think my first, second, and third games of ranked play. Not only were they really funny to watch back now that I know what I'm doing, but there was a couple games in there that were extremely interesting and I think you'll enjoy. So that's my overall review of ranked play. I think it's really good. I think it's worth sinking your teeth into, and I really hope that it's gonna get better. That's something I forgot to mention. In the recent days, the cheating has seemed to come down quite a bit. Activision has responded and said they're working on a lot of the cheating systems, and hopefully in this next update that comes towards season 2, we're about to see a massive push to get rid of a lot of those cheaters. I will say that in the last about week or so, here at the end of January, I have not seen as many cheaters as I was seeing throughout the majority of this season, which is hopeful for me that this is going in the right direction. But without further ado, here is a montage of what my early days in ranked look like and some of the funnier games that I ended up in. Let's check it out.
All right, bro. What do you say? Should we send it, dude? What's up, boys?
What's up?
Ooh, man, yeah, that went crazy. There's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, I know we'll turn heads forever. So tonight,
Right side, right
I'm
side.
gonna show you off. When I walk with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence. Or blame it on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. It don't make no sense.
Back door, back door.
You know it, you know it.
Throw all that back door.
Now slow it down for me, baby. 'Cause I love the way it feels when we cry. Yeah, our connection's so magnetic on the floor. Nothing can stop us tonight. When I'm walking with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blame it on my confidence, or blame it on your measurements. Shut the shit down on sight. That's right. We out here dripping finesse.
Good alleyway. Kill 2 alleyway.
Dripping finesse. You know it, you know it. Out here dripping finesse.
Oh, I come from inside, inside.
Dripping finesse. You know it,
Double.
you know it. Fellas, grab your ladies if your lady fine. Fellas, she the one for life. Ladies, grab the fellas and let's do this right. One like me and mine. Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Don't it feel so good to be us? Hey, yeah, we got it going on, got it going on. Girl, we got it going on. Yeah, we got it going on, got it going on.
side. One long. Two dead. Three dead.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
Ran out of bullets.
Bruh.
Mid.
Area pacified. DLZ. Helo on the way.
The battle goes to the bold.
Another one.
Ain't that right? No matter if you win or lose, you still win. Everybody dies before I can turn the bomb.
left. Take that asshole down.
Oh my god.
So they knocked you on your ass.
Oh.
Started sprinting, that's why I don't ever sprint.
Up for a final push. Hope you look.
Straight up not having a good time, dog.
Oh shit. Retreat. Oh shit.
My man jumped to his death. My man jumped to his death.
Fucking slick, man. Yo, this is my first game today, and it's ranked.
My first game too.
Give up. I quit.
Bro, he caught me off guard, bro. Let's go plant this. Where the fuck do we plant this bomb at?
Only one enemy.
Oh!
End him.
Watch out for that grenade. Alright, hold me down and plant it.
Bomb is armed.
No. Right here, you hear me? The pool.
Brother, what are you doing?
I was swimming, my bad, bro.
What the fuck? Good shit.
What the fuck? What the
I thought you were gonna make me. What the fuck? Like 5 seconds, right?
Cops, get to work.
Bro, like, what if we won? That'd be sick. But not today. Oh, fuck me.
Quit feeling sorry for yourself. We ain't done yet.
What do you mean we're not done yet?
Dude wasn't playing.
What do you mean we're not done yet? How are we not done? Just let
Behind
me
you, bro.
die.
Eliminate the objective.
Top stairs, top stairs.
Where we
Yeah,
all
the
at?
CIA. You think they were just gonna let you walk all over
Good
them?
game.
There was nothing good about that game.
Sorry, Call of Duty.
Hey, it was fun, man, and that's
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
I apologize. I apologize.
Hey, what's crazy is the
Asshole.
round I
Call of
went
Duty.
took a fucking dip in. I was swimming. We actually won.
Oh, dude, solo is. Holy fuck.
All right, so I mean, that's it. That's Black Ops 6, at least my experience with Black Ops 6. Is it the worst game I've ever played? No. Is it the best? Absolutely not. There's plenty of things that are frustrating and annoying. Hackers and cheaters, the skill-based matchmaking, all these different quirks, their focus on store content instead of refining the product that they actually have to make it better. Plenty of frustrations. Am I having a lot of fun with it? Absolutely. And am I going to keep playing it? No doubt. It's a good game. It scratches an itch. That kind of game that you just want to sit down and veg out with at the end of the day. It doesn't really compare to anything else that is able to do the same thing that it does right now. I've heard another creator use this term called junk food game. That's exactly what it is. And it does it really well. I'm not looking for an epic story out of Call of Duty. I'm not looking for the most balanced gameplay experience in my entire life. Sometimes I just want to sit down and run through a shooter for a couple hours, maybe with some friends or maybe alone. Maybe I want to play some zombies. Maybe I want to get into rank play and get really sweaty with it. This game is the easiest avenue to all of those things. And it's pretty well done. The game itself is built just fine. I don't think it's going to win any awards, and I think it's going to get immediately replaced with the next one that comes out. But until then, I'm going to enjoy this for a little bit, and I don't think it's the absolute end of the world with the state that it's in right now. Call of Duty is going to survive. It's not going anywhere. The hackers are going to hack. The devs are going to dev. And I'm going to sit here and game. So I don't know if that means anything to you. I just felt like it was necessary to get on here and talk about it a little bit and maybe not just absolutely stomp all over Call of Duty and give a more realistic perspective of what's actually going on. I don't think any of us are dumb. I definitely don't think you're dumb. I think that we all know what's going on here with Call of Duty, and it's more of the same. If you like that, keep playing it. If you don't, boot up all the other games in your Steam library and have a blast. Nothing wrong with either one. But if you want to play Call of Duty, I'll be here. Drop a comment down below. Maybe we can get connected, run some ranked play together. I don't mind. My rank doesn't mean that much to me, so let's do it. If you disagree with me and you absolutely hate Call of Duty, let me know. If you love this game and it's the best one you've ever played, I want to know that too. I love how YouTube allows a window into the world where you get all these different perspectives about how people feel on the same topic. And I would love to hear yours. So please let me know what's going on down below. Let me know how you feel. I'm going to be down there in the comments talking back with everybody like I usually am with our videos. But other than that, thank you so much for taking the time to sit here and check out this video. We've got a few more on our page, and I'm almost always live streaming, so I'd love to see you guys either in the comments or in the live streams. But until then, I'm going to get back to playing some games. See ya.